Virginia Democrats were very critical of the decision not to put the infrastructure bill on the floor before the election, and they say that contributed to Terry McAuliffe's laws. Do you believe the House Democrats in any way were partially responsible for what happened on Tuesday?
Wasn't that a question you asked? What I said was any sign of progress is always good for the public when they understand what it is, and I think they understand infrastructure pretty well. So it would have been better if we had. I don't know because I haven't seen the data. Perhaps you have. I think there were other issues at work in that election, and it remains not for me to make an observation unsubstantiated by data and science and fact. I'm very scientific about elections, district by district, within the district, region by region, and we'll see what that is. But it was not a good night. So let's just not go away from that. But you have to ask them. If that's what they said, that's your story. I'm not going to comment on their story. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we have
Any more women here? Let me see.
So we have this number from the Joint Committee on Tax.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have these blue dog, moderate Democrats who are holding out winning a CBO score.
Mm.
There are differences between those, and they have indicated to me that those two things are not quite the same. Is that enough to bring them across the line, or what has to happen?
Those two things are not quite the same. You
A
mean?
CBO score and a JCT score. And
Yeah,
therefore,
that's right.
Is that going to be enough to get them to vote later tonight, tomorrow on that? Or
Let me say that we have been all along, this is not sequential, like when we get to this point, we'll send this here. All along, we've been sending things to CBO. This is not new to them. And same thing with joint tax, and they've come now with our bill, come out and said how much money it will absolutely produce. And that doesn't include over and above the prescription drug money, which is hundreds of billions of dollars, as well as $400 billion from the enforcement. And by the way, considered to be a low figure. Former IRS directors have written and said it could be close to $1 trillion, but we're counting it low. We have been very conservative in every estimate that we make, so that it truly is formidably paid for. The CBO also has been. The thing about the CBO is they have most of the information now. They have the new information, but they have to correlate it. You know, they have to say, if you say, well, we had 3.5, now we have 1.7, cut it in half, or whatever the number is, cut it in half. It doesn't work. They have to relate it, what the impact is from one area to the next. Takes a little longer, more subjectivity, but this shouldn't take long to get. The other thing that we're getting we're sending stuff over to the Senate. Well, most of the product that we've done is, except now we may have added in the last day or so, and some of what we added is Senate to the bill, like a hearing. Bernie doesn't like hearing. Excuse me, Bernie loves hearing. Manchin doesn't want hearing in the bill and all that stuff. So some is Senate-oriented, and then we had the family medical leave. We figured if they're putting things in, then we can put something in, even if Manchin doesn't like it. So we are getting some bird and privilege. I think mostly we're getting privilege scrub, because privilege scrub is deadly to a bill. Birdable, it's important. You have to take it out, but privilege violation can take you out. So we're again getting that as we go along as well. But when we pass a bill, then they will see it in its aggregate and make some.
Any concern that any of this is quote messaging, because that they have to take some of those things out regardless, no matter what you send over? You said you weren't going to send a messaging bill. No,
we're not sending a messaging bill, but we want to be sure that what we send is not birdable or bird bath or privilege scrub. They're the two exercises we're engaged, bathing exercises we're engaged in. And we're getting good response. There's no bad answer. You know, it is what it is. You know, there's a certain objectivity to it. It is what it is, because whatever it is, this is the greatest monumental, historic piece of legislation that any of us will ever be a part of it. And I say that with great proprietary ownership of the Affordable Care Act, which was magnificent and is. But this contains that and so much, strengthening that and so much more. So if this isn't in or that isn't that, because it's reconciliation, we can save some of that for another day when it's regular order. But most of what is in there will survive, and it will be great. And so it help the American people. It will lower the cost of raising children in our country. Think of that. The overarching part of it. It's about the children. It's about their parents. If you're talking climate, you're talking jobs and children. If you're talking the health piece of it, you're talking jobs, and you're talking children and their families. If you're talking care can't wait, which is the third bucket, you're talking children and their families and jobs, and how we respect people who do those jobs, how we of home care, and how we enable women and dads, moms, to participate in the workforce in a more meaningful way. I hope you have a very nice day. We'll keep you informed. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Are you approaching are House Democrats approaching a put up or shut up moment on that?
Thank you.